looks like it's working pretty good. Might have to turn down desktop audio just a little bit, but I am gonna do a little recording of this game. Playing it live right now, but it will be on my channel. So this game's pretty cool. I've seen a little bit about it. But I'm not gonna spoil too much. We'll just get into it. We're just in it already. Let's see if we can. Alright, we look good here. Oh, that's me. I am a target. Sneak past the kill drone. Avoid its blue light. Ow, fall damage. Okay, alright, my fault. Hey. Some receivers are focusing their energy on interfering with the dreaming, just as they are interfering with our supplies for you. This may result in turrets that are only partially manifested, leaving their battery and motor components completely exposed. You can use this opportunity to study their locations so that you aren't firing blind when you encounter turrets that are fully covered. These turrets are great for experimenting with different ways to damage them, but are still fully armed and dangerous. Do not underestimate them. So that's a proto turret. Okay. After the mine kill, the threat will be able to dream automated weapons to attack you. We expect the sentry turret to be one of their most common kill drones. There are many possible variations of this design, but we believe that they will all share certain characteristics. The turrets have their own light source. They do not rely on daylight or building lights to identify their targets. Disabling building lights won't make it harder for them to see you, but it may make it easier for you to see them. Shining a flashlight at them is a great way to get their attention, so be careful with flashlights if that's not your goal. The turret uses rifle ammunition, causing massive damage. An old rule of thumb goes that with prompt medical care, 1 in 5 victims of a pistol gunshot wound will die, and 1 in 5 victims of a rifle gunshot wound will survive. After the mine kill, you are unlikely to receive prompt medical care. The basic turret model is very lightly armored, more like a computer case than like a tank. Even that limited armor grants significant protection from pistol rounds. Glancing shots will ricochet harmlessly away, and straight-on shots can still enter one side and exit the other, without hitting any important components. The surest way to disable the turret is to destroy its battery, located in the rear of the base of the turret. Shooting the camera will not disable it completely, but will make it unable to see you. Shooting the center of the base will disable the motor, making it unable to turn, but it can still fire if you walk in front of it. Wow, that was a lot of information there. That's cool. Introduction. You have recognized that you are different from those around you. You see hints of light seeping past the frayed edges of your reality, and you are starting to recognize the voice of the threat in your mind. All that remains is to demonstrate your resolve and receive the call. Nobody knows what you're thinking or feeling unless you share it. Alright, turret. We got off on the wrong foot. Can I do it again? I can try again. Alright. I would like to figure this out. This is the turret with all the stuff. You can see all the insides. So you got the battery. I think that's gonna be the light or the camera. So press G. Okay. I think I understand it. I like the music. Alright. Maybe I don't. Alright. Cool, there we go. So, do I have a flashlight yet? I don't think so. Interesting. I'm sure I could fall down there. Rapidly tap W to sprint. That's interesting. I must use shift for something else. It stopped sprinting. Okay. I guess I have to... Okay. That's my first death. When receivers speak of divinity, they speak of proximity to truth. Rapidly tap, not just double tap. Understood. Oh, bullets on the ground, right? I'm gonna assume I can't run past you. Floppy disk. We don't know why, but magnetic storage media seem immune from the corrupting effects of the mind kill. This is why the receiver tapes survive, but also why receivers have chosen the floppy disks as a method to record and spread data. They may contain hints, tips, and strategies on how to survive. These are often vital facts that all receivers should be aware of. Sometimes there are personal messages meant to communicate our individual experiences. These are important too, lest we forget what it is like to be human, even in the dreaming. It is essential that receivers collect as many floppies as they can. So... Hi, turret. Right, I wonder if I collected the bullets from the first one. God. Revolvers are always a better choice than semi-automatics. They are simple to understand, operate, and maintain, and most self-defense situations do not require more than 1 or 2 shots. Civilian carry is not about preparing for extended CQB operations. Some kids like to pretend they're special operators and strap on the most tactical kit they can find. But wearing a drop leg holster with an MK25 as a civilian does not make you look like a SEAL. It makes you look like a mall ninja. Revolvers are easy to train with because it's easy to load your own ammo. The casings stay in the cylinder so you don't have to go digging in the dirt for them, and the weapon will run fine even if you don't get factory precise powder loads. Revolvers don't care how you fire them, you can limp wrist them all you want and it won't jam up on you. Sometimes you have to shoot semi autos hundreds or even thousands of times to break them in and make them run reliably. When you look at the price of a semi auto, add the cost of that ammo and range time to the price tag. With revolvers, that's not a thing. It's actually super cool because I would get one. Semi-autos have a number of issues that revolver owners never have to think about. You never have to strain to shove that 17th round into a magazine or worry about lubricating slide rails and feed ramps. You don't have to worry about whether it will go bang if you shoot it from your pocket or pressed up against an attacker in CQB. A lot of semi-autos will catch on something or get pushed out of battery in those situations. If a round fails to fire, just pull the trigger again and it will shoot the next one. No taps or racks needed. Revolvers are easy to understand. There's no hidden round in a chamber just waiting for an accident. There's no little safety switches to get you killed when you lose fine motor control. When the threat is trying to make sure that anything can go wrong, when the threat is trying to make sure that anything that can go wrong will go wrong, it's best to keep it simple and stick to a 6 gun. P.S. After the mine kill, it's likely that the threat will sabotage your weapon by dreaming wielded metal cylinders into one or more of your cylinder chambers. You can mitigate this problem by lining up the stopped chamber with the barrel when reloading. Lining up the stopped chamber with the barrel when reloading. That's fun. I don't know if I have a safety on this thing. It's probably going to be keeping the hammer down. Slow draw weapon. Slow holster weapon. Alright, I'm just figuring all this out. curious what they mean. Right. I don't think I've dealt with stopped chambers yet. I think that might be something that like gives me a challenge. Oh. I might have to shoot you. Right. Aiming is pretty cool. We go vital components. Okay. That was probably the motor. Yeah, it's because it's not moving, so I might be able to just run past it. Yeah. Gonna shoot straight. Go ahead. I would like your ammo. Thank you. Oh, go back. Pick up tapes to reach new ranks and permanently unlock new firearms.
When the mind kill comes, you will likely have forgotten everything about your own life before entering the post-mind kill environment. But everything that has become intuition, everything you've made a part of your inner self, the threat, is unable to erase. Therefore, it's important to train until the training becomes so natural that you give it no thought. Correct usage of your firearm has to become as natural as breathing for there to be any chance of success.
Slow. Maybe I have max ammo. Okay, so talking about the mind kill. Balloon. Lots of ammo. It's worrying. They move. That's loud. So I've shot 3 bullets out of 6. Oh, it looks like it probably saved that one for me. Insert bullet. Right. Slow holster. Walk into ladders to climb them. These balloons are interesting. Oh, I can walk into it. That's cool. Oh, it dropped me bullets. Floppy disk. I have two of these. First one. If this disk is not blank, it means that you have survived the mind kill. If you have no memory of what happened, do not be alarmed. We expected this and prepared for this eventually. We did our best to send you sufficient supplies and guidance, but the rest is up to you alone. Your path is a difficult one, full of hardship and setbacks. Even though you have forgotten, you have spent years training the receiver virtues and perseverance, discipline, and courage, and we know you have what it takes. Remember that we are still watching you from reality A, and we will never give up on you. All signs indicate that the mind kill is imminent. The threat has abandoned subtlety in its infiltration of the media, of our society, of our bodies. There's no longer any doubt. This is the time we have prepared for. Receivers who have volunteered for cash duty, now is the time to focus your mind tech to ensure that your guidance and supplies reach those who survive. If you receive this message after the mind kill, please accept our aid and ensure that our sacrifice was not in vain. That'll do. Kind of have momentum. I have to use stop running. Sleeping turret. The threat learns from our thoughts and responses. Already, it is listening and predicting our behavior from our training, and is adapting its plan accordingly. The sleeping turret lies in wait, silently, in darkness, until a target moves within range of its passive sensors. Look, learn, listen. Never trust a dark and quiet room. Look carefully to make sure it's secure. Learn how it behaves. There is a small window of opportunity to act before it activates. Listen to the telltale signs of a fully activated turret. So it beeped at me. That definitely helped. So let's see what we can do about it. Hey. Interesting. Maybe it can't be hacked. Slow pull gun. Gun. Let's take out its eyes. Let's see. If that is... Oh, okay. That was not... It was something. So it can't shoot me. Interesting. I wonder if I can see what that was. It's that thing. Shooting the camera, the box with the light on it, will not disable it completely, but will make it unable to see you. Shooting the center of the base will disable the motor. Okay, so it couldn't see me, but it could see me. The light was able to see me, and it was able to track me. Okay. So
It is vital that you know that you are not dreaming. This is real. This is the time you have prepared for.
whoa. Baseline. Your mind's eye sharpens. New receiver rank achieved. You have reached baseline. We had to listen to the music a little bit. Cult Detective Special. Manifesting in container. Day 1. It finally happened. It was true. The mind kill, the threat. It was all true. But I barely started my receiver training. I'm not prepared yet. I can no longer train with my fellow receivers in the compound. Now what? I guess I need to figure this stuff out somehow. But for that, I need to stay alive. This is it, the big moment. This is why I joined the receivers. This is interesting. Interference. The threat is certain to interfere with our supply chain. It's likely that most of our transmissions will be incomplete and off target. To make sure that we get enough through, we must send at least 10 times what the survivors will need, and must focus all of our training time on this mind tech. Unfortunately, this means we cannot survive the mind kill ourselves. Remember what we are fighting for. Even though we will lose our bodies in reality B, we will continue to exist in the radiant light of reality A. So I've gotta be the survivor here. Baseline. You are beginning to recognize the symptoms of the threat and to develop a basic foundation for the defense of your mind and body. You are learning to focus, to persevere, and to confront fear and failure without straying from the path. Man, this is deep. So I think shooting the balloons only give me bullets? Whoa! Okay, we're not gonna talk about that one. You have... Whoa, we are in a different place. I have my gun. Oh look, there is my... There's my thing that... So let's see what it says. After the mine kill, it is likely that the threat will sabotage your weapon by dreaming welded metal cylinders into one or more of your cylinder chambers. You can mitigate this problem by lining up the stopped chamber with the barrel when reloading, so that the first trigger pull will rotate it out of your way if there is more than one stopped chamber. You will have to take the cylinder rotation direction into account. Okay, so I can spin this and then slap her back. I think that's correct. So we're gonna safely put that away. We can call elevators. That's kind of nifty. Was this where I just was? Yeah, it was just here. And I died right here. Seventh floor. So I'm probably not looking for turrets as much as I should be. Okay, I think that's a tape. Let's get down. Oh. Okay, even a little fall damage. So that first shot was the welded, and I actually put it one before so it didn't rotate it past. It rotated it into. Getting hit by falling shards of glass can cause injury. Double action mode. I died. Wow. I wonder if I can lean in a corner. Day 17. Every time I rank up, I see the world clearer, just like the receiver teachings say, but every time I die, it all fades away again. Just flashes of insight remain. This is why I keep this diary, to at least have a record of some of the practical things that I can still remember every time I die. What a strange thought. I tried to retain the true deep insights, but it's almost impossible. There I am again. It's kind of weird.
You have seen the signs around you. The gradual creeping, decay, and dysfunction. You have realized that something is wrong with the media and the people around you. You know that you are different. This is why you are ready to become a receiver. You have been issued a series of audio cassette tapes that are part of our system for advancing insight. By continually listening to these tapes, you will drown out and eventually counteract the negative influences from your environment. Once you have absorbed these tapes, you will have taken the first step towards awakening your true self. The media is a threat. We have a technique to help. We use tapes as part of this technique. You must listen to them to advance.
Right. I hear a turret somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna have to get in here. Oh, can I unholster this? Okay, I did it. That's crazy. Floppy disk. Somehow, I thought I was out of the warrior business. I showed up for free yoga in the park to try something new. I sure as hell looked out of place with my tattoos and buzz cut, but there was something below the surface I knew I had in common with these people. I had seen them in a park in the park a few times on my morning jog, the way they moved, the look in their eyes, like people in a combat zone. Interesting.
When confronting the threat, a receiver must always remain calm. Most people panic under pressure and shoot before properly aiming. Remember that it's better to fire one shot that hits than 10 shots that miss.
Hello, turret. Whoa, you can see me really far. I don't know how much I'm doing. Oh, cool, you can see the spent ones. Oh, I think I knocked the turret down, actually. Oh! Okay. Hello? I wonder if I can see where I shot you. Huh. Might be on the other side. Hey, I'll take that. So, I think level 7 is complete. Oh, there's one. I am alone. So, this is the world now. All weird connections, broken skies, and messed up sounds. Oh, and it's full of things that want to kill me and all the other receivers. Thing is, I haven't seen any other receivers. I always thought during training that we would fight this thing together, like a family, they said. But they're all gone. Just like my little girl. I don't know if I can do this thing alone. From Lewis. Lewis said that. Wow. We're having a moment here. I think I need to figure out my ammo situation. Okay. Right. So let's figure that out. Right, that's exactly what I want. So I don't think I have any other option but to... Ouch. Oh, I can get a different gun. It's in the bedroom. Looks like a bedroom. Full case of bullets in the shower. Okay, same turret. Look away. Nice. Okay. That's its rotation motor gone. Thank you for your bullets and your cooperation. Got a tape here.
You have seen the signs around you. The gradual creeping, decay, and dysfunction. You have realized that something is wrong with the media and the people around you. You know that you are different. This is why you are ready to become a receiver. You have been issued a series of audio cassette tapes that are part of our system for advancing insight. By continually listening to these tapes, you will drown out and eventually counteract the negative influences from your environment. Once you have absorbed these tapes, you will have taken the first step towards awakening your true self. The media is a threat. We have a technique to help. We use tapes as part of this technique. You must listen to them to advance.
Right. Let's go. Anchor Z in the chat, which is Matt. We love Matt. He's actually who got me into this game. Right, so don't make fun of me if I fall off this thing. Nice. So we need to take out this guy. So it rotates not clockwise. Counterclockwise is the word. Oh, the wall. I got stuck on the wall. That's crazy. So let's see what I can do here. You have 360 angle. Okay. Fair enough. Wow. Right. Okay. Are we okay? No mass movement. Oh. I gotta plug this in. Failed to get pre-parts data. The operation completed. Well, that's interesting. I don't even know what that means. Okay. So we need to can I have my flashlight? So I have to find each of these tapes every time I die. So let's try not to die. Can I play this? Oh. Lame. Mini game. Door over here, door over here. That's where it came from, but there's probably more. Lights are helpful. This might have maybe where I died. So I think I want to work from like level 8. But I think I kind of just gotta work from where I spawned. Okay, there's a tape right here.
You have seen the signs around you. The gradual creeping, decay, and dysfunction. You have realized that something is wrong with the media and the people around you. You know that you are different. This is why you are ready to become a receiver. You have been issued a
Alright,
series of audio cassette tapes that are part of our system for advancing insight. By continually listening to these tapes, you will drown out
As much as I appreciate you, Tape, I would like
and
to be able to skip
eventually
you.
counteract the negative influences from your environment. Once you have absorbed these tapes, you will have taken the first step towards awakening your true self. The media is a threat. We have a technique to help. We use tapes as part of this technique. You must your tapes.
Sorry to hear another tape. Right under you, wow.
Many people believe that the brain is the seat of
Here's a new one.
consciousness. Yet, important thoughts and feelings are carried out in ganglia, clusters of neurons found throughout the body. The mind stretches within the body and controls it. Conditions in the body reflect the mind, and damage to the body is damage to the mind as well.
Insightful. Yeah, this place is so cool. Not that. Maybe not that. What is that? Ugh. Okay, don't. That's awful. I want my flashlight. Is there anything I missed down here? Probably this. Fall damage is very much real. Hi. I took out something on its back turret. Yeah, that thing. Battery. Except it's still alive.
Cooper's second rule of gun safety is to never point the gun at something you are not willing to destroy.
Right.
Now, this seems obvious, but is easy to forget in the moment. If you are training at the range and a burning hot shell casing falls down your shirt, are you prepared to keep the gun pointed at the target? If the gun malfunctions, are you sure you won't point it sideways to get a better look at what's wrong? What if you were preparing to take it apart for routine maintenance? Are you still paying attention to which way the barrel is pointing? Many accidents take place while cleaning guns, because that's often when we let our guard down.
Interesting. Nice flashlight. So we gotta get these tapes. We gotta do them. Do it without dying. So I need to put it. I basically need to put this thing right there, so when I pull down the hammer, it will go to the next bullet. So I think the magazine is the thing on the turret's back. Yeah, this one is rotating clockwise. So, roof. So much else I can go. Turret. Nice, got the motor. You're not shooting anybody. Let's see. The Colt Detective Special was introduced in 1927 to give undercover detectives and off-duty police officers enough concealed firepower to effectively engage gangsters wearing body armor. It became an enduring icon of film noir and detective fiction, and its commercial success contributed to the first major wave of concealed carry restrictions in the United States. Wow, that's kind of some cool history. The detective special was high mechanical accuracy, has high mechanical accuracy, but a short sight radius, making it difficult to aim at distant targets. But if you must attempt long shots, focus on the breath and manually cock the hammer to make the trigger more sensitive. Colt cylinders rotate clockwise, so if any chambers are disabled, you can minimize the effects by making sure that one disabled chamber is lined up with the uncocked hammer, and any others are to the right. To safely holster the detective special, make sure that the hammer is not cocked. Hold out short range sidearm. Right. So the other one we're using the S&W. The Model 10 set the pattern for all modern revolvers and will always be the most popular handgun of the 20th century. It was especially popular with the American law enforcement and dominated that market until it was replaced by the high-capacity Wonder 9s in the 80s. Early Model 10s were designed to fire .38 long Colt and only later modified for the more powerful .38 Special. These converted Model 10s fired well, but sometimes failed to extract fired cartridges in the first stroke of the ejector rod. Before taking long shots, you can manually cock the hammer to make the trigger more sensitive. S&W cylinders rotate counterclockwise. Right. So, if any chambers are disabled, you can minimize the effects by making sure that the one disabled chamber is lined up with the uncocked hammer and any others are to the left. To safely holster the Model 10, make sure the hammer is not cocked. So, that's actually really cool. So you can cock the hammer, but you can just press the trigger and it'll cock it. It'll rotate the barrel and shoot it just in a more let's find this out. Yeah. But if you want it more sensitive, you already have it back. That's cool. Lined up and since it's clockwise, if I did have any, it would be to the right. But I don't, so it's just gonna line up. And we're gonna safely holster it. That's pretty cool. I like that. I would love a revolver. I was at a gun show one time, and I was only looking at the revolvers because they're sick. As much as as cool as RoboCop and his or as dangerous as that could be, where RoboCop slings his gun and puts it away. That's all I was thinking about. Want a revolver to do that with. But anyway, single action. The trigger just drops the hammer. Super easy and crisp trigger, but no cylinder movement. And it's up to you to thumb the hammer. So let's get down the second floor.
With the rise of powerful concealed weapons like the Detective Special, along came laws to restrict them. In the 1930s, the NRA drafted and endorsed concealed carry restrictions that passed in almost every state. Starting in the 70s, they changed their mind and started aggressively campaigning to repeal those same laws. Until now,
Odd.
concealed carry is permitted in most parts of the USA.
Hmm.
They still vary widely from state to state, so if you want to concealed carry, it's a good idea to learn the laws where you live.
Right.
They're probably different than you expect. It's also important to learn the laws about when it's legal to use concealed weapons in self-defense. Now, they say it's better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6, but that can be cold comfort when you're doing hard time for murder or manslaughter. Before choosing to concealed carry, you need to, at the very least, understand the 5 pillars of self-defense: innocence, imminence, reasonableness, avoidance, and proportionality. Self-defense laws only protect you if you did not provoke an attack, the attack was clearly imminent, there was a reasonable threat of injury or death, you did everything you could to avoid the threat, and you used the minimum possible amount of force in proportion to the threat.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty good to know. I'm sure there's a ton more to go through when you're getting your concealed carry in the class. But we can read this floppy. It bothers me. Something doesn't add up. All those years of training, all the tapes we listened to, all the times we talked about what would happen after the mind kill. And now that it's here, it feels off. Something doesn't seem quite right. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe I'm going crazy. I mean, everyone I have ever known and loved is just gone. But I'm not feeling it in the way I should be feeling it. I just feel empty, numb. What's happening to me? From Henry. Alright, where are you?
This tape is designed to test your focus in the face of distraction. Maintain focus on your breathing. How did you do? If your attention wandered, that is normal. Just notice that without judgment.
Okay.
Let's try again.
Yeah, this...
Good job.
Right. Oh, we get another yoga in the park entry. They didn't push anyone to join. I could tell they were extremely cautious. We wouldn't just show up to do the guided exercises for an hour. There wasn't anything out of the ordinary for what it was. Hold this pose, concentrate here, breathe, and always listen, listen, listen. I did this for months. I was curious but also patient. Later, I learned that this process was called getting to baseline. Oh, interesting. My breathing wasn't focused. I was gonna say, like, yeah, this didn't work for me. I gotta focus. I wouldn't have passed the test there. It's pretty funny. Wow, these tapes are really close together. Guys spawned in here last time. In the sink.
You have seen the signs around you. The gradual creeping, decay, and dysfunction. You have realized that something is wrong with the media and the people around you. You know that you are different. This is why you are ready to become a receiver. You have been issued a series of audio cassette tapes that are part of our system for advancing
I wonder why
insight.
that barrel didn't move.
By continually listening to these tapes, you will drown out and eventually counteract the negative influences from your environment. Once you have absorbed these tapes, you will have taken the first step in awakening your true self.
That is the
The
camera.
media is a threat. We have a technique to help. We use tapes as part of this technique. You must listen to them to advance.
Interesting. Okay. Oh!
Every single day is the worst day of my life. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Every day, I step over junkies and human waste on my way to my third job just to make a dent in my mountain of debt. The planet is dying. The rich own everything. We keep killing each other for no reason. I'm ashamed to be a part of this world.
Hey, 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 hey!
Give up.
Oh. Holy. Fuck. One of the threat's most powerful weapons is its ability to infect our minds through the media. It uses this power to perform a constant assault on all of us. But when it identifies a potential receiver, it will target them for a more concentrated attack to snuff them out before they can awaken. While magnetic tapes can allow us to more easily receive communication between realities, they can also record reverberations of these attacks by the threat, exposing you directly to its voice. To untrained receivers, the voice of the threat can be indistinguishable from their own thoughts, giving it a conduit to directly control their actions. It is vital to learn to recognize this voice and temporarily remove your access to loaded firearms until the threat understands that you will not allow it to kill you and moves on to a new target. After hitting one of these, you may find that you also have a threat recovery tape. Listen to these to get the full story and learn how receivers before you have successfully resisted the voice of the threat. Sheesh. Can I have one? Where... Threat recovery.
Even though everything seemed to be going well in his life on paper, John could feel the color and taste bleeding from the world, and knew that he was under attack from the threat. He temporarily pawned his sidearm so that it couldn't be used against him. The threat poisoned him, but did not quite kill him. His hospital experience gave him some perspective that allowed him to make a breakthrough in his receiver training. John realized that small ups and downs look like mountains and valleys from close up, but if you zoom out, you can see that peace, nutrition, health, and freedom have been improving throughout the entirety of recorded history, and with hard work we can make sure that trend continues. As hard as the threat tries to destroy us, the receivers have successfully defended humanity until now. He got involved in local politics and found that while we can't avoid hard times, we can make sure we come out of them stronger than we were before.
Man. Let's continue. Damn. A little nervous to reload my weapon now. Okay, this will be my last tape. If I can find where it is. I think the game is probably like, alright, you've spent enough time here, we'll put all these tapes together for you. Here we go.
What is the fundamental characteristic of balance? A stone, perfectly balanced, doesn't move. It is this precarious lack of motion, but with so much potential that's remarkable. Now, to balance the mind, one needs to bring ideas and feelings into alignment, where they are neither random nor stagnant, equally outward and inward, neither entirely positive nor negative. Within this narrow space of calmness lies the mind's potential. Failure to find balance results in a chain reaction of cascading thoughts and feelings, like a stone falling out of place, running into the next with no end and no control.
Day question mark? So there's something weird happening to time. Ever since I woke up after the mind kill, I felt increasingly disengaged from any notion of time and space. I don't know how long I've been here or how long I've been fighting. I seem to be alive, and I can make progress by studying the tapes and getting closer to the truth. I guess that's what I should do. Great, some tapes seem to be trapped. I picked one up and almost blew my own head off. I had this irresistible urge to put my gun in my mouth and pull the trigger. I'm so glad it wasn't loaded. Just when I thought I had a grip on this place, the threat throws me another curveball. But there's nothing for it. I have to find tapes. I have to keep training my mind to resist, to reinterpret the world, to focus on my mind tech. I can do this. Let's read about the Glock 17. When Gaston Glock presented the Glock 17 pistol to the Austrian army as a companion sidearm for the Steyr AUG, it marked the beginning of the end for classic steel-framed hammer pistols. There are pros and cons to Glock's polymer frame and striker-fired design, but its lightweight reliability, low production cost, and shrewd marketing allowed Glock to quickly achieve a dominant position in the handgun market. Glock pistols can easily be converted to allow fully automatic fire. Semi-automatics are always a better choice than revolvers. Modern operators always carry semi-autos because they are simply the best tool for the job, and have been for decades. Revolvers cannot compete in terms of sheer volume of accurate fire. you would need to carry 3 6 guns to have the same ammo capacity as a single Glock. And even then, each shot would be slower and less accurate because of the heavy trigger. When you finally do have to reload the Glock, you don't even have to take your sights off the target. Most of the time, a sidearm is just dead weight, so it's important to be able to carry it comfortably. Semi-autos tend to be lighter than revolvers, and they and their magazines are both flat rather than round, making them much easier to carry and conceal. They are more likely than revolvers to have accessory rails to easily attach a flashlight without a flashlight. Without a light, it's impossible to positively ID a target at night, which is when most shootings occur. Some old-timers claim that revolvers are more durable and easy to maintain, but I would argue the opposite. Semi-autos generally run jacketed rounds, which result in less fouling, and when you do have to clean it, you only have to wipe down 1 chamber and not 6. Revolvers have very narrow clearance on the front and back of the cylinder, and any little piece of dirt can jam it up and make it a paperweight. Revolvers can have all sorts of timing issues and a hang fire that would just give you a scare with a semi-auto. Semi-auto could blow your hand clean off if you spin past it. Semi-autos can have malfunctions and stoppages, but 99% of the time you can clear it in seconds. When a revolver malfunctions, you generally have to take it to a gunsmith or replace it outright. The threat has an easy time convincing revolver owners to play Russian roulette after a few drinks. Don't make yourself vulnerable to the threat. Damn. Okay. So I have a magazine. And okay. These are biased. I didn't hear much of... Oh, did I read this? Oh, I only did half of it. The Glock 17 has no external safety switch or decocking device, so you can only safely holster it by making sure that you maintain focus throughout the whole process, by holding down the holster key, or by making sure that the chamber is empty. To do that, you can eject the magazine, E, get ready to catch the ejected round, G, rack the slide, and reinsert the magazine. Okay, so you can just give it a check. You can rack it. Failure to feed. If you rack the slide on a loaded magazine and then don't see any brass in the chamber, it probably failed to feed. The top of the round failed to feed the top round of the magazine into the chamber. Solve this problem, smack the magazine to make sure it's properly seated, which is Z, and that the rounds aren't stuck, and then rack the slide again. If you see brass when you press check, you're good to go. So what does Z do? So I probably need to do this. Insert the magazine. Cock it and check. Right? Okay, but there's nothing. So now there's one. Check out the compound. Right, okay. You know what, I'm gonna do that because I want to learn this gun a little bit. Man, this is awesome so far. Kind of looks like a Rubik's Cube puzzle brain. Workout dome, swimming pool, changing room. Come on! I want to play a mini game. 9mm .38. Okay. Should have unlocked some guns. Maybe I have to complete the game. I can't believe this place. The timing of finding this, just when I needed time to think, I stumble into this cosmic pretzel of a place. How typically Mika of me. It's good though. Now I can slowly go nuts trying to figure out the encrypted messages in the dreaming, the doubts of the other receivers, and the way it all really works. Great fun. Crippling doubts eating away at me just like it did when I was in training. Who can I trust? Can I trust myself? Until I understand things better, I'm not going back out there. For now, I'm staying here. Whatever this place is, and keeping safe. Interesting. No mind kill.
Since we have made some progress in delaying the mind kill, some wonder why preventing it entirely is impossible. The threat exists fully in reality A. In the ephemeral world of the mind, it has a natural advantage, and given enough time, it will be able to adapt and overcome any mind tech we develop. If we are successful in delaying the mind kill long enough, eventually the threat will find a way to subvert and destroy our teachings using our own systems to spread weakness. The stronger and more effective we become, the more dangerous our methods will be when turned against us. You will know the process has set in when self-proclaimed mind-tech authorities argue that easily understood words and phrases are too complicated for you to understand, that tapes somehow mean the opposite of what they do. If that doesn't work, they will undermine the language itself so that the words we use gradually come to be understood as something different. Our messages sometimes have minor mistakes or errors in interpretation. The threat will emphasize these errors, use out-of-date training, or break down a concept into dangerous subcomponents. This has been the fate of all previous attempts to combat the threat, and if we fail to become awakened, it will be our fate also. Since we have
Don't
made
play
some
again. Yo, I want that. That's pretty cool.
You have reached out to us and we have responded. If you are listening to this, it means our training materials have arrived and you have already found the included cassette player. This tape is the first of the isolation set included specifically for those that are far from other receivers. Rest assured, physical isolation, while dangerous to the uninitiated, is not a serious impediment to your training so long as you are able to absorb the materials. As you progress, we will send you additional tapes and drills that will attempt to ready you for the challenges ahead as quickly as possible.
challenge dome. That's pretty fun. Can I... Okay, I can put the key card away. What, did it used to be a pool? Oh, you can go down. Yo, I really wish I had a flashlight. It's a swimming pool. That's really odd. What does this key card do? Can I go anywhere? Can I actually upload my own music? I have a key card. Kind of turned into a puzzle game now. Not feeling so hot. Been a long time since I learned anything new, since I actually reached new insights. It's not how this was supposed to work, is it? Wasn't I supposed to develop new mind tech? To get closer and closer to understanding the mind kill? To get closer to help defeat the threat? Why is it so hard? I better get my head straight. Alright, let me parkour over there. do with this? Is there a player? That's a crazy looking turret. Oh.
You have seen the signs around you. The gradual creeping, decay, and dysfunction. You have realized that something is wrong with the media and the people around you. You know that you are different. This is why you are ready to become a receiver. You have been issued a series of audio cassette tapes that are part of our system for advancing insight. By continually listening to these tapes, you will drown out and eventually counteract the negative influences from your environment. Once you have absorbed these tapes, you will have taken the first step towards awakening your true self. The media is a threat. We have a technique to help. We use tapes as part of this technique. You must listen to them to advance.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Right, here we go. I finally fell asleep. For days, I was too scared to even try. What if the drones find me? What if a turret materializes in the room with me? So, I slept under a bed in the apartments, like a child hiding from the boogeyman, or the booger man, as my little girl used to call him. Audrey had a whole raft of funny words like that, but she always was completely serious about them. Is the booger man green? That's funny. It's interesting that, I guess it's technically Luis that's talking about his girl, but him being here, he's just alone. He has to fight this alone? I don't know what that means. Loss of control. But it's probably still gonna shoot me. Load a revolver with a blocked chamber and fire all rounds without hitting the blocked chamber. Well, thanks for letting me know all my rounds are gone. good, I'd say. You're done for. Getting better at that. Yeah, right. You're somewhere around here. There you are. I see what you mean about long range. Oh, that sucks. It's weird that sometimes you get a flashlight and sometimes you don't. Define concealment. Well, I pressed holdable sprint last time and then my game crashed and I think it reverted settings. So concealment is not guaranteed. Breaking line of sight is not guaranteed. Cover stops bullets. Okay. Right. Alright, can I get out of here? Please and thank you. I wonder if that. This one is rotating counterclockwise. Flashlight. Cool. Yeah, I was wondering about if I could just break them. Yo. That's my fault for. I probably saw my flashlight. Maybe it saw me. Okay, I'll worry about you later. Okay, so I need to. I gotta be careful with that. You can get hurt with falling glass.
You have seen the signs around you. The gradual creeping, decay, and
As much as I
dysfunction.
like,
You
oh,
have
you can jump
realized
through
that
it.
something is wrong
Will it
with
stop
the media
the
and
falling
the people
things
around
hurting
you. You know that you are different. This is why you are ready to become a receiver.
Oh, you know what? Let's try.
You have been issued a series of audio cassette tapes that are part of our system
Look at that.
for advancing insight. By continually listening to these tapes, you will drown out and eventually counteract the negative influences from your environment. Once you have absorbed these tapes, you will have taken the first step towards awakening your true self.
Right.
The media is a threat. We have a technique to help. We use tapes as part of this technique. You must listen to them to advance. In the face of frustration, it's normal to feel anger and disappointment.
I think this is a new
Receivers are trained to understand and accept these feelings and allow them to flow through their mind unobstructed and out the other side, leaving only clarity and resolve.
tape. There's the purple I knew I saw.
Kill drones don't feel pain, don't feel fear. They will keep trying to kill you until you make it physically impossible for them to function. The surest way to disable them completely is to destroy their batteries, found in the thickest part of the base of turrets
Thickest
or
part of the
rear
base.
body of flying drones.
Or the rear body. Thank you. Another run from the unnamed soldier. After a while, I started to notice a strange pattern. Sometimes, near the end of the class, I would see a person or two look up as if they heard a noise. It seemed kind of weird, but my hearing isn't that great anymore after so much time around gunfire and explosions. I had also started grabbing some coffee after class with another member, Amy. We were just friends hanging out, but things seemed to be going well. One day, doing downward dog, I noticed her do the thing like she heard a sound. At coffee afterward, I asked her about it, and she clammed up right away. I pressed her a little bit, and she blurted out, "You have to stop watching TV." After that, there was always some reason she was a bit too busy to go for coffee. Interesting. She's a receiver. I'm actually really interested in his story now.
Pumpkin, don't come in the garage. Call your mommy. She will know what to do. Please, don't go in the garage. It's off limits. Love, Daddy. When Bob returned from his second tour, he found it even harder to reintegrate to civilian life. When he started feeling like his life insurance would give his family more value than his presence, he started to lock up his sidearm and ammo separately. When the threat tried to kill him with carbon monoxide, it failed, barely. As he resumed his receiver training, he began to realize how important he was to his family and how hard it was to almost lose him. He started to see how deeply connected he was to his web of reality, no matter how alone he felt, and how painful it would be for everyone if the threat tore him out of that web. He learned to see the value in being a stay-at-home dad, and eventually wrote a popular book on the subject, drawing funny and insightful comparisons between parenting and soldiering.
I wonder if that's real.
While Colt won most of the U.S. military contracts, the Smith & Wesson Model 10 remained the weapon of choice for U.S. police forces until the 70s, when they switched to high-capacity Wonder 9 pistols.
Yeah.
The Model 10 did win a few U.S. military contracts, including the Air Force, Coast Guard, and Navy. In World War II, air crews used the Model 10 revolver both for self-defense and for emergency signaling with tracer rounds. In the 20s, police were facing significant resistance by Prohibition gangsters and found that the .38 long Colt round just wasn't strong enough. Smith & Wesson started rechambering their Model 10s for the slightly more powerful .38 special cartridge, but the converted models were not quite right, and fired cartridges had a tendency to get stuck from the increased pressure and slow down reloading.
Asleep. Mmm. 1911. So I think I have to learn it in the game. In here. Why did it get stuck back? Really slide lock. Maybe I have to do that every time. Okay, good to know. There's nothing in the mag. I wonder if I... Okay, there's nothing in the mag. I was like, why am I not chambering bullets? Ow. Even, so is it generally safe with this? Oh, maybe it locks when you, and then it'll lock with a mag in it. I dropped it? How did it drop? So I have no ammo, so we're gonna figure this out. I don't think I'm going that way. Ladder? No ladder. I don't think I have any... I don't know how to load this. Insert rounds into... Okay. Remove round. Put magazine in inventory. Right. So... There we go. So one's in the chamber. Safety is V. Safety is on, and we can test that. Right, because it's not going to do that. But the hammer's down. But I guess the hammer goes down when you... Magazine in, round in chamber, and safety on. We're gonna slowly put it away. So if we needed, we pull it out, turn off the safety, and we're ready to shoot. Safety, put it away. It's one of the two. So, I'm going to assume that we are... you know what? I can find out. There's already another in the chamber. Can... Awesome. Safety.
Every single day is the worst
Come
day
on.
of my life. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Every day, I step over junkies and human waste on my way to my third job, just to make a dent in my mountain of debt. The planet is dying. The rich own everything. We keep killing each other for no reason. I'm ashamed to be a part of this world. I give up. Even though everything seemed to be going well in his life on paper, John could feel the color and taste
I've seen heard that one
bleeding
before.
from the world,
We can
and knew
just
that
do
he
it.
was under attack from the threat. He temporarily pawned his sidearm so that it couldn't be used against him. The threat poisoned him, but did not quite kill him. His hospital
Rack the
experience
slide!
gave him some perspective that allowed him to make a breakthrough in his receiver training. John realized that small ups and downs look like mountains and valleys from close up. But if you zoom out, you can see that peace, nutrition, health, and freedom have been improving throughout the entirety of recorded history. And with hard work, we can make sure that trend continues. As hard as the threat tries to destroy us, the receivers have successfully defended humanity until now. He got involved in local politics and found that while we can't avoid hard times, we can make sure we come out of them stronger than we were before.
This is very cool. I'm having a lot of fun. I need ammo. I need these guys ammo. How can I get that? Maybe it'll be in here. Out of ammo. Damn. I guess it doesn't matter. There you go. Safety doesn't matter if there are things racked. Oh god, that's just so crazy. This is gonna hurt too. Nice. I must have just insta-killed that thing. Man! Yeah, that was kinda nuts. Lights, please. Overcharged stun gun. Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, the lights are red. Interesting. It's too far. What is that? Don't baby me like that. Oh. wonder if there's a way I can get more ammo out of those.
America had its first conflict with radical Islamic insurgents in the Philippines in 1899, when they politely asked the Moro people to stop enslaving Christians. U.S. soldiers were used to fighting enemies who would surrender when shot, or at least make some
Wanted to keep
attempt
it
at
out so I can be
self-preservation.
putting.
The Moro swordsmen were different. 38 caliber bullets didn't seem to stop them at all.
I just
If
shot
anything,
myself in the
they
leg.
made them even holier. So
Oh.
the direct approach. So they asked for bigger bullets. But how big
I
exactly?
didn't put the safety on.
Colonels Thompson and Lagarde performed a series of
Damn.
controversial and morbid tests to determine the stopping power of various cartridges by firing them into hanged human bodies and live cows. After 2 days of tests, they decided that the new 1911 pistol should fire 45 caliber rounds.
Yeah, I
Thompson
did.
later designed a submachine gun, nicknamed the Tommy gun, that fired those same bullets, presumably to defend against attack by 30 to 50 feral cows.
There's a bullet. But now I'm not even gonna keep the bullet in the chamber. I'll chamber it. I'm bleeding out. What's DE? Right, yeah, for real. Nice,
Together,
full mag.
we have laid the foundation. You have shown the potential, but the potential is yet to be realized. We have sent the message. Can you hear it? There is an insidious force moving through your media, weakening the mind and causing widespread dysfunction. We call this the threat. We have developed a technique called mind tech to combat this threat. A new sentence has been issued to train and prepare you.
Wow.
The unconscious mind is critical in the development of mind tech. What seems like downtime is the slow and meticulous refinement of your true self. When less attention is spent on fleeting banalities, the mind grows stronger in reality A. The threat understands this, and has created systems to inundate you with a sea of interruptions, each one claiming to be critical, and each one focusing on your desires and fears. Each distraction on its own seems harmless, like a drop of rain. But like a relentless downpour, this unending torrent is able to erode even a mountain. Limit your overall exposure to distractions. Uninterrupted time focused on a task is time spent honing your mind tech. In this way, training the body is training the mind.
Golly. Yeah, that shot with this guy, pretty crazy. He saw me. Ah! Fuck you, dude. Come on. Oh my god. I can't move! Damn, no, dude. Get out of here. I can't do anything. I wonder if I destroyed his sapper. I'm lucky. Have a little buddy. That's it. Something else tried to shoot me when I was. Maybe it was that one out there. Flashlight. That's why. Alright, that may also have been the one that hit me. I'm going to shake off a shock drone after being chased for more than 15 seconds. Oh, I went. You go down. That sucks. Right, I'm moving everywhere too fast, honestly. What does this guy shoot? $38. Which one is it? V. I would like to do that again. Lock gun to center. not sure exactly what that has done, but the flinch is pretty cool. I think 19 seconds is pretty good. Seconds. I'll take that. Best is 12 seconds. Holy shit. I wonder who did that. Maybe I'll get something if I get 12 seconds. Right here. Shoot all the targets as best you can. Oh, they have stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Metal targets big. Metal targets small. Please let me put them in the gun. Wrong bullets, probably. Open. What? Alright. What am I doing? I'm pressing R. $21. That's difficult. $19. Alright. That's probably 1 star. Alright. You see that? Anyway, that thing went flying. Maybe I'll find it again. Keycard comforter. Okay, so I can't open it, but it's still my keycard. Can I have my keycard back? Sensory deprivation. I'd love to do some sensory deprivation thing. Okay, now I have that open. It's only on for a second, which does in fact open that room. Found the boardroom today. There was a key card right on the big table. Nice. I felt so nostalgic about my old foreign accounts that I stood there and rattled off a whole promising investments presentation. Like I was standing in front of the directors. Still remember the numbers and data and currencies and portfolio names and all that. I actually used to think financial spreadsheets were fun. Something is clearly wrong with me because I kind of miss it. Alex. Been thinking, so what if my mind was infected with something the threat had exposed me to before the mind kill happened? Some kind of low level melody of the mind? Bad enough to make me feel ill, but allowing me to function on a basic level. What if I wasn't aware of this and I'd go out there and just by interacting with the dreaming, I would spread some kind of mind flu, like a sleeper agent who's unaware he is such a thing? Is that possible? Hmm. Oh, right. Okay, that requires power. We like a puzzle game. Hmm. Hmm. Check out vents. Ow. Wow, I barely made that. Oh, interesting. No ubiquity switches, I see. Two by one, 3x3, 4x2, 8x1. That's it? From Alex, Jam 2. Ooh. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna fall off an accident. Whoa. I'm gonna fall off here. Oh, maybe I hit the barbed wire. Alex's secret challenges. This one's special. 6x1, 10x3, 2, 12, 15, 12. I don't even know what that means. Can I shoot gong? That's awesome. Can I light the pillar? Oh, that was awesome sound. Sorry, I'm being disrespectful of this garden. Oh, tons of balloons. Probably because I hit the gong. Wow, they stay forever. Yoga place. I get it now. I finally grokked the true process of the mall. Yes, this place is great for gun training, but really, it's smarter than that. It's for receivers who are stuck in a groove, who need a safe place to recover and get back in the game. I think all the little mysteries and secrets and puzzles in this place teach you new mind tech in their own weird way. You know, like brain training, like hiding a dog's treats to keep the pooch's mind engaged. Or like how puzzles for old folks stop them from getting dementia. And it works. I feel sharper than I have in ages. Yeah. The gong in there was a bunch of balloons, but I saw apparently. Yeah. So I'm probably going to leave this stream here. Right, I saw it on the wall. That's actually funny. Where was it? Oh, it was clear in the beginning. I remember seeing a thing saying don't shoot the gong. Wow, those are difficult. Anyway, I'll pick this back up whenever I pick this back up. Thanks for watching.